Hi everyone, welcome to the lecture on basics of problem solving. In this video, we are going to talk about the basic idea behind problem solving. And most of you have already worked with computer programs and you know what does a computer program does, right? Let's talk about a simple computer program, right? Okay. So since you're going to learn how to build programs, you need to understand that a computer program is nothing but a set of instructions that converts certain inputs, which are more or less numbers, into certain outputs, right? For example, if I give you past weather data, maybe you get some output prediction, what should be the weather your next day. Okay. And if I give you very simple example, you give um, let's say three numbers: principal, rate and time. Your output is the simple interest, right? Very simple application that converts your three numbers, principal, rate and time, into a simple interest. And this computer program is nothing but a set of instructions in a particular order, right? So it's important that you these instructions should be ordered, right? Why ordering is important? Because if you also do any real life task, maybe let's have a simple task of making a cup of tea for guests at your home, right? So you want to prepare some cups of tea for certain guests at your home. Again, you will follow certain instructions, or your mom will follow certain instructions. What those instructions will be: the very first thing would be you will ask how many guests are there, right? So how many guests are there, you will ask the number of guests. That is like you're reading your input. Okay, then accordingly you will add some water, you will add some milk, you will add some sugar, you will boil it for certain minutes, and your tea will be ready to be served. And final step would be to serve the tea. Okay, so you can see this again follows a certain instructions in a particular order. Similarly, when we are going to write programs, we are going to write instructions, and these instructions will not be in English, these will be in a programming language, right? But before we jump into the programming language, we will use one notation, that is called, we will design a flow chart to show how the control is going to flow if you want to design a certain program, right? So what is a flow chart? Flow chart is nothing but a diagram or a visual representation of what you are planning to do, and it allows you to break your program into small steps and display them, right? So your flowchart will break the entire flow into small components, right? And diagram that represents solution to a given problem, right? So let us take this very simple example of computing simple interest, and we will see how to design a flowchart for it, right? Before we dive into designing a flowchart, let us also talk about what all components a flowchart is going to have, right? So a flowchart is going to have these components. Okay, the first component is a start button. Okay, so if you want to start any new flowchart, you will have this kind of a box, which is the start box. Then if you want to read some inputs, or you want to give some outputs, then you will have this kind of a parallelogram. So you will use this kind of a box for inputs and outputs. And if you want to do some kind of a processing, for example, t equals to milk plus water plus sugar plus tea. Okay, okay, and let's say tea bag. Okay, so this is what makes a tea. So you're doing some certain kind of a processing. So whenever you're going to do some kind of a processing, you will make a rectangle, right? And then you have a decision box. Whenever you have a choice between two options, right? Maybe if the weather is going to rain, you will say, okay, I will go this way. So a decision box will have two outputs, only one of which will be followed. So if this condition is true, you will say, okay, yes, I want to go to the shopping if the weather is not rainy, or if it is rainy, I will stay at home, right? So you can make something like this: if weather is rainy, okay, then maybe go to shopping or stay at home. Otherwise you will say okay, let's go for shopping. Okay. So this is something you can definitely do, right? So whenever you want to make certain decisions, right, if I is greater than n, or if this number n is a multiple of 7 and something like that, right? So so far we have seen these components. Start, similarly you can have a stop box. Okay, if you want to read something or if you want to print something, you will use a parallelogram. If you want to do certain kind of processing, you will use a rectangle, and if you want to make some decision, you will use a rhombus. And finally there is a component called connector, right? So if your flowchart is getting big and you want to connect multiple flowcharts into a single flowchart, you can terminate one of the flowcharts at this connector, and you, from the next page, you can start with this same, right? Maybe let's terminate at A, and from the next page we will start the same from A. Okay, so A is connector, it connects two flowcharts, right? Okay, or if your flowchart is getting big, you can stop one flowchart at a particular connector and you can start from the next page from the same, right? So these are the major components of a flowchart, right? So let's now see one example of making a flowchart. Okay, let's see the simple interest example, right? So let us think how we can make a simple interest flowchart. Okay. Okay, let's make a simple interest flowchart. So let's say we will start. So start will go into this kind of a box. Then you will say, okay, I need to read certain inputs. This would be my first step. I need to read principal, rate and time. So I give this box, and then once I have the inputs ready, I can do the processing. So it will be a rectangle. So let's put the formula here. So you compute the simple interest. Your simple interest is ready, but this is now inside the memory of a computer. This is not returned to the user. When you want to show the output to the user, you will use a print statement, and you will say, okay, print the simple interest, and you will say, okay, my task is done, so I will end here. Okay, so either end or stop. So this is how you depict the flow of the simple interest program, right? And this is how you design a simple. Okay, that's it. So in the next video we will see more examples of flowcharts.